I wanted to do a video about this dude Albert Wong from the Veterans Center for a couple reasons. This proves, well, it doesn't prove, a lot of things have proven this. These mass shooters are not all white men, for one. I mean, you have the DC sniper, Christopher Dorner, the dude from Virginia Tech that was Korean. You got a healthy mix of races going on. Another thing that I would like to point out is this, though. This is yet another sniper, or not sniper, another spree killer, another mass shooter that again was receiving psychiatric treatment, this time at a veterans center. Okay, so eventually what people are going to have to understand is it's time to hold the pharmaceutical giants, and it's time to hold the mental health industry, and it's time to hold the psychiatric industry responsible for not working. Clearly, these things are not actually showing results. They're not. It just so happens most people that are receiving mental health services aren't mass killers, thank goodness, but clearly these services are not helping these people, or these people that are mass killers would not be doing the things that they are doing, in other words. Another thing that I want to point out is this. Clearly this isn't the video game industry, the movie industry, the music industry, etc. Another thing is this Wong dude. He was a private investigator. He was cleared to carry gun licenses for open carry as a security guard, things of this nature. This dude wasn't your run-of-the-mill, kook, okay? So this goes against the idea that we need to be arming teachers. I didn't like the idea of arming teachers for the simple fact, if you remember the teachers when you went to school, a lot of them were kooky as hell. Now, another thing is, these so-called mass shootings that are so prevalent, again, are not a drop in the bucket compared to urban violence. Urban violence, of course, is synonymous with violence committed by a certain group of people against a certain group of people themselves and other groups of people. And I highly recommend people check out colinflaherty.com and Google the book White Girl Bleed a Lot. It is very important that we begin to understand that despite these mass shootings being plastered all over the news, why are we not seeing urban violence plastered all over the news? Why aren't we seeing these things that it seems only Colin Flaherty really covers these things? Why are we not seeing this plastered all over the news? Why are we not seeing the White House come out and say, I'm going to declare a state of emergency in major cities that are being held hostage by criminal elements and declare that, these criminal elements be cleared out? No, instead you see mass shooting this and mass shooting that and video game industry this, and it's like the 90s all over again. My point is a bunch of things need to be brought up, and that is A, the fact that these spree killers tend to be of many different racial backgrounds, not just one. Okay, number two, these people are receiving mental health services and usually, if not always, taking a psychiatric medication. Psychiatric medications, most of them have been found to make you homicidal or suicidal or both. And on top of that, these so-called mass killings do not equal the amount of death, the hard death, maiming, and injury in the inner cities. I mean, there's probably war zones that are safer than some of our major cities, such as Philadelphia and parts of New York and these areas. There are third world countries with better standards of living than some of these, like Detroit and whatnot. I mean, it is really outrageous that you see these things being splashed across the news with other things being ignored, patently ignored. As far as I remember, I don't believe the water in Flint, Michigan was ever taken care of, to the best of my knowledge. So, I mean, there are a lot of things that need to be tackled. A bunch of these things need to come up, but most importantly, the mental health industry really needs to be held accountable, and there needs to be funding for legitimate research into what is causing psychiatric symptoms, how to treat them. For all we know, this dude could have a brain tumor or some other situation that was not treated because he was being treated with psychiatric medicine. I said, for all we know. I did not say that happened. So I'm just throwing that out.